I'm here because I am a roaring lion crying out righteousness. Mark Meadows, who I call a dog-eating snake, that boy had been lying through his teeth. That boy been lying through his snake-eating teeth. And Trump, you need to say something. Mark Meadows was Trump's White House chief of staff. And that boy done secretly cut a deal with Jack Smith. And by the way, I'm not here supporting Trump. I'm not here supporting the insurrection or the assault on the Temple of Democracy on the 6th of January or anything else Trump has done. I'm against him with everything that's in me, all my fiber, and I'm against Trump as much as I can be against him. I'm against him the same way I'm against Obama, the long-legged Mac Daddy. But at any rate, but Mark Meadows has cut a deal and didn't tell Trump, didn't alert him. And, Mark Meadows was in the room where all this stuff took place. He knows everything. And he done told Jack Smith everything he knows. So in this trial will start March the 3rd. Trump will be on trial in Washington, D.C. on criminal charges. He's going to have to show up for that, too. Anyway, we got a news clip about this. So I'm going to let you listen to this news clip about how Mark Meadows, who was a snake-eating dog, backstabber, has stabbed Trump in his gold orange-colored wig. Mr. Indy there, let it roll.
With us now, former Assistant Special Watergate Prosecutor and former Assistant U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Nick Ackerman. Counselor, how central do you think Mark Meadows is in the special counsel case against Donald Trump?
Oh, I think he's huge. He is actually a fulcrum point in this entire case that's going to be tried on March 4th of next year. He was the person that basically took in all the communications that were directed to Donald Trump. He carried messages from Donald Trump to everybody. We know from the testimony of Cassidy Hutchinson, who was Meadows' chief assistant, that Meadows was supposed to go to a meeting at the Willard Hotel, the War Room, with Bannon and Giuliani and other miscreants who were there plotting what was going to happen the next day. He decided not to go, but attended by telephone. We know that he talked to Roger Stone, who was up on the Capitol steps with the Proud Boys and the Oath Keepers. He might even be able to put evidence out there that Donald Trump knew beforehand that there would be violence on the Capitol steps. He is an extremely important witness. He was in the room at the time. He knew what was going on. I know there's reports in the ABC about what he may have said, but we're not going to really know the import of that testimony until we actually hear him testify at the trial.
One of the things he reportedly said, according to ABC News, was that he, Mark Meadows, never believed that the election was stolen and told Trump repeatedly that that was the case. However, Mark Meadows wrote a book. Mark Meadows wrote a book where he says the opposite, or basically where he says things at least that are different than what ABC News is reporting he said under oath. How much does that matter?
Well, it matters to the extent that certainly when he's at trial, he's going to be cross-examined extensively on his prior inconsistent statements, and what he is going to say are lies. The problem that the defense is going to have here is that Mark Meadows is going to be corroborated by lots of other witnesses. He's going to be corroborated by his own text messages and other documents, and the government is likely to incorporate that into the narrative that they put forward when Mark Meadows testifies. He's going to talk about it.
When Mark Meadows testifies, so you think this means he's on the stand?
There's no question about it. He is going to be one of the star witnesses. But don't forget, there are other witnesses who have lots of credibility, like Pat Cipollone, who was the White House counsel, who has no problems with prior inconsistent statements, who has always told the truth about this matter. And we don't even know what he says because he was claiming executive privilege, which basically has been knocked down by the district court judge. So there's going to be a lot of evidence, but what's critical about Mark Meadows is he really can tell the whole story about what Trump knew, when he knew it, and what he was doing during the insurrection.
Much. Nick Ackerman, great to see you. Thank you very much.
You know, Mark Meadows, and is as stated there, is critical He knows everything, and there's no. And if he has been given immunity by Jack Smith of special counsel, he's going to have to tell everything he knows. I mean, he's got to tell everything that he knows and what he knows about Trump. Cassidy Hutchinson said that Mark Meadows, while the assault on the Temple of Democracy was going on, Mark Meadows was sitting in his room scrolling through his phone, realizing that Trump, and they were screaming, "Hang Mike Pence, hang Mike Pence." And Mark Meadows said, "There's no point telling Trump, because Trump thing, this is going to be," the other thing is how damning that information and testimony is going to be. I'll tell you, if you want to watch a trial situation, I pray that they allow this trial in the federal court to be televised. I pray that they will. Not to mention that Sidney Powell, Kenneth Cheeseborough, Jenna Ellis, also 3 attorneys have now turned state or have been given a deal, not immunity. They've been given immunity, but what am I going to say? They have pleaded guilty, and a part of their pleading guilty is they're going to have to testify everything they know about Trump as well. So Trump got all these lawyers now that's going to be testifying against him, not defending him. I pray that they let that trial be televised. I don't know if they will in federal court with Judge Chutkan there in the federal district court. But the other thing is, I don't know that Trump will make it to trial, because with all of this pressure coming down on him, essentially by March, he could have lost all of his business empire, could be turned over to someone that will be handling it for him, to a person that, I forget the name of the person that will be, that would be a trustee that was handling Trump's business, and Trump can't even write a check. If what's happening to him here in New York City with Letitia James, in terms of his New York businesses, Trump will not be able to write a check, borrow money, or make any decisions. It'll be put in receivership. That's where I was looking for. Why didn't you say something? You should have told me. Receivership's what I'm looking for, the world's looking for. And that could bankrupt the boy like that. His children won't be able to write. The business of the children will go down the tube as well. In addition to the fact he could get hammered with a quarter of $1 billion fine, $250 million fine. I don't know if his health is going to make it. Health-wise, I just don't know if he's going to be able to make it. What that Fonnie Willis is doing to Trump down there in Atlanta, Georgia, is a slam dunk. He's already been judged guilty here in New York on running a fraudulent operation. It's just a matter now of how much money he's got to pay. And then, of course, the federal charges brought against him by Jack Smith and the special counsel, who is a special counsel, what happened to the assault on the Temple of Democracy, and now Mark Meadows, a dog-eating snake, or snake-eating dog. Mark Meadows, I call him a name. Anyway.